Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Welcome back to the show. First show of 2012, and everybody's here. Everybody was able to make it into work today. Lewis keeping his shoes on today. Why is that? Is this a new resolution, New Year's resolution?
Sure, they're coming off right now.
No. A couple of new members I want to say hello to. Scott Kaiser and Atiena Ouma. Welcome to the David Pakman Show membership program. And Lewis, thank you for allowing me to play stuff off of my computer throughout the show. I know that that's a big deal for us. Make sure to do all of your Amazon.com shopping, including your textbooks, through the black banner at Amazon.com. It's a big way, easy way to help the show, and a free way to help the show, Lewis. What's the last thing you bought on the internet, you think?
I don't know. Does like an album off iTunes count? Because that was probably it.
The World Health Organization is deeply concerned. I don't know. Is deeply concerned by mutant bird flu. This is an interesting story. The H5N1 flu virus is now becoming a concern, Lewis, and I guess the concern. That's a bizarre picture we have.
Oh, yeah.
The concern is that it would become transmissible between humans. So far, it has only been communicated from animals to humans. So this is incredible. There were two different research teams that were doing research on, as they do, they are research teams, doing research on H5N1. And they were able to create mutations of it, which are transmissible among humans. And this information was released. And then immediately there was a lot of criticism saying, wait a second, does it make sense to even release that information? Because now you're letting people know, potential bioterrorists, that this can be done. And you're kind of, in a couple of the articles, giving a lot of information about what is needed to create these mutations that are transmissible between humans. Does it make sense to censor science in this particular case for the greater good? And of course, it opens up all of the free speech and police state type questions that are constantly being discussed. But what do you think, Lewis? Because what do we gain by knowing that we've been able to create human-to-human transmissible versions?
Well, I mean, we're just talking about the responsibility of the researchers here, right? It's not like if they withhold this information from the general public that they're lying or that they're being deceitful or that there's anything malicious going on. It's just disclosure, right?
It is, but the question is, what do we gain from that? And are we putting at risk the possibility
what do I gain from reading this in an article? Absolutely nothing.
So do you agree this should be kept quiet so that those who might want to use some kind of mutation like this to create an epidemic won't do it?
Yes, I think this information should be shared with the people who need to know about it and who can act on it. And that's
How do you keep it quiet? Do you create some kind of non-disclosure agreement, confidentiality, on just medical research that's being done?
I don't think you have to. I don't think you really have to do any of that. I mean, I guess you might have to if the media get their hands on it.
That's the question.
So, yeah.
How do you prevent media from putting it out? The H5N1 strain of avian influenza has proven fatal in 60% of human cases so far. It's only 350 people who have died because it's not yet transmitted between humans. That's exactly why. Indonesia has been the worst hit country. What I'd like to know is, now that they've engineered this mutation, are they going to use that to develop a vaccine, or would that just be too logical?
I'm sure it's in the works. I mean, I'm sure that's the goal of the research.
Arthur Kaplan, who's the director of the Center for Bioethics at UPenn, says that this is a case where you really should not have this information made public because the price of truth is too high to let scientists disclose these findings publicly. So he says that at the scientific level, this should be kept private and not even released. It should just be considered proprietary, private medical research.
Then we are in agreement.
However, many would argue, why? Why do scientists get to hold these secrets if these are instances of consequence to humans? Why don't we have a right to know that this could become human-to-human transmissible because that's been created in a lab?
I'm sure once it reaches that level, we will know. When people know that they need to stay away from people who have this disease, I'm sure the information will be public. But at the moment, what is anyone going to do with this information? It's useless to most people.
All right. So there's Lewis with
Am I right?
with an iron fist.
Am I right?
Lewis, very, very good.
Would you agree?
I'm unsure on this one.